Good afternoon. Hi, it's Linda Jordan with LRJ Coaching and Business Solutions. Happy Thursday. So, today, what I want to share with you is around challenges and how to deal with challenges that you face every single day. I'll start with a story. Some of you may have heard me talk about this, but most of you do know that I recently completed my doctoral degree. Yay! It was an 8-year long journey. And so that was truly a challenge. So I want to tell you a little bit about the story so that you can understand how you can face different challenges and how you can overcome these challenges so that at the end of the day, you're not feeling bad about what you did and you're not allowing these challenges to break you down. So, the first and most important thing that you should do when you are faced with a challenge is to first of all deal with it. Face your fears about the challenge. As I was going through my dissertation journey, I had challenge after challenge. First of all, I was a wife, still am a wife, a mother at the time my daughter was much younger, and I was dealing with breast cancer all at the same time. And so I was trying to figure out how to get everything done from a personal perspective. Then, from working on my dissertation, I had challenges with the chair that I had at the time. And in addition to add misery to the situation, my university merged with another company, well, another university. So I had so many challenges going on. And my greatest fear was being diagnosed with breast cancer. Number one, I wasn't sure what the status was going to be. Number two, I wasn't sure about my job because at the time we were going through an organizational restructure. And then number three, how am I going to get my dissertation worked on when I am dealing with a health issue and then a business issue? So I face my fears, and that's what I want to make sure that you understand is when you get challenges, face your fears. My fear number one was, am I going to lose my job? Am I going to not live through this cancer diagnosis? And then if I don't live through that, then there's nothing left. So I faced my fears. I went head on. And I, because the company was going through a restructure, I decided to raise my hand and take early retirement. So I tell people that, yes, I was blessed with breast cancer. Had I not had that diagnosis, I probably would have faced my challenge at work a little bit differently. I probably would have been struggling at work with around what decision to make. What am I going to do if I lose my job? So I wanted to take control of that situation. So I raised my hand to take early retirement so I could deal with my personal health separately. So face the challenges that are in front of you. Some of you may be faced with challenges from a personal life perspective. Maybe you're faced with challenges on finances right now because there's so much going on. Maybe you're faced with challenges on trying to find a job. A lot of people lost their jobs during COVID. So maybe that's the challenge that you're dealing with now, trying to decide where do you want to go in your life right now from a career perspective. Or you may be faced with challenges with children. Kids are going to school remotely. Some are year round. Some are right out right now because of summer. So you may be faced with a lot of challenges. But most importantly, take the time for yourself to write down some of those challenges that you're facing and, deal with them right head on. Don't put them back in a corner and say, I'll deal with that tomorrow. So deal with that later on. And thanks for joining who's ever on. Please say hello. So deal with those challenges head on, write them down, face those challenges, and then look at on the second column, what are you going to do with those challenges? How are you going to face them? And most importantly, the next column should be, if you don't face those challenges, what will happen as a result of that? So first and foremost, face those challenges. Secondly, is what I just said, take action. Don't allow your challenges to overcome you. So take action. So in my example around going back to school, the action that I took was, well, first of all, I struggled with taking the action. But then I quickly realized when I made my list and I saw what would happen if I did not take action, then I quickly knew I needed to do something. Number one, when it related to work, I didn't want to be that person sitting on the sidelines trying to figure out what am I going to do for employment. So I took action into my own hands and I raised my hand to take early retirement. Regarding my health, I took action. I wasn't waiting for the doctors to tell me what I needed to do. I went in and I said, what are my prognoses? And from that, I took action based upon what I wanted my end result to be. So that's why it's so important to take action and do what is necessary to make those things happen. When it came to working on my dissertation, I took action. I had a plan. I'm going to get chapters 1, 2, 3 done by this date. I'm going to get chapter 4 done, do my research by this date so that I can be done with this challenge by a certain period of time. See, that's what happens. We create goals and objectives. We face challenges, triumphs, struggles, whatever's going on in our life, but we don't write things down and we don't take action. We allow those challenges to face us all the time, to knock us down. And then we try to get up and that challenge knocks you down again. Stop doing that. Take action. Write those challenges down and write down, if I don't take action, what will happen if I don't take action? So that's number 2. Third, and most importantly, is to learn from all of that you're dealing with. Learn from your mistakes. When you're dealing with challenges, when you're dealing with people, when you're dealing with situations, when you're dealing with hardship, celebrations, write it down and learn from all those experiences that you have. Why do you want to learn from them? Well, you want to learn from them, first of all, because if it was a challenge that you did not overcome, and at some point you did, you want to learn from those mistakes. You want to learn from those challenges that you faced so that you know how to handle them in the future. If it's a success, you want to learn from that success so that you can take that result and duplicate it for that next challenge that you may be facing. So again, it is face those challenges, face those fears, take action. And then most importantly, you want to learn from all those challenges that you're facing. Don't put them in a closet. Don't tuck them away. Don't hide from them. Face them head on. Had I not faced my 3 challenges that I shared with you, as I said, number 1, for work, I don't know what I'd be doing. I probably wouldn't have started my own business. I probably would have, stayed at the company and tried to find another job, or I would have done something differently. I don't know, but it wouldn't be where I am today. Secondly, when it came to the challenges of my dissertation, I would probably be what's called a ABD when you're working on your PhD. You see those alphabets. And that's all but dissertation. I would have finished everything and been an ABD student, all but dissertation. But I knew at the end of the day, I didn't want that. I didn't work 8 years just to not come away with my PhD. So I took action, and I've learned from that by delaying certain things. This is what it costs you. Yes, it costs you time, but it costs you money. So if you don't look at why you're not doing something, then you're leaving money on the table, or it's costing you time. It's costing you time away from your family. It's costing you time away from doing the things that you want to do because you're putting off today for what you could do tomorrow. Do it today. Take action. And most importantly, had I not taken action when it came to my health, I may not have been here today. I may have said, well, that's what the doctor said, so I'm not going to believe you. I'll just do X, Y, and Z. We take chances and risk every single day, whether it's your health, it's your work, it's your finances, it's your family, it's your friends. We take chances all the time. But when you take chances, hold yourself accountable for that. And remember why you took that chance and why you took that challenge. So take those challenges, embrace them, take action with them, and most importantly, learn. Because I learned that I had to be my own person. I learned I had to make my own decisions. I learned I had to take charge of my life so that I could make a difference. You see, I could have stayed at work and kept going, but I decided, no, I'm going to start my own business. I took a chance. I took a challenge and I turned it into an opportunity. Diagnosed with breast cancer. It was a challenge. I didn't know what was going to happen. Who knows? You hear cancer, most people think we're going to die. But I took that challenge and I turned it into an opportunity. And so what I do with that is I try to share my message with everyone. I share my message through my book that I wrote, The Voice of Hope, to share with others that are caregivers. And then when it came to my education, I took a challenge, a tough challenge, and I turned that into something that I learned from that. That no matter how hard it gets, you persevere through. No matter when people tell you you can't do this or why are you doing that, and you hear all that negative stuff going on in your head, you block it out and you persevere through so that you can get through those challenges, so that you can be triumphant in the end. Yes, I'm a very religious person. I do a lot of prayer. I'm not telling people to be religious. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just telling you what I do. And prayer works for me. And I prayed through all three of those challenges that I faced. Because I know had I not, it may be different. I don't know, but that's just what I believe. So if you're listening to me today, take just a few moments to face your challenge, face your fears, and move forward. Don't let those naysayers have that little devil on your shoulder telling you, you can't do it. You can't do it. You won't be successful. Face your fears. Hello, Charles. Thank you for joining. Face your fears. Knock it out of the park. Deal with those challenges, and you will be triumphant at the end. Thank you so much for joining me today. Charles, thank you for joining. Everyone have a blessed rest of the week and have a joyous weekend. Until next Thursday. Bye-bye.